Market is waiting for the job reports tomorrow before the opening bell. We are here to prepare for both sides. Hey there, Tommy from Fibonacci-Traders.com here with the daily market recap. Like, subscribe, and let's see the charts. With the job reports coming up tomorrow before the opening bell, 1 hour before the opening bell, 8:30 a.m. Eastern side. No one knows how the market will react. We need to prepare for both sides. Today the market closed 0.24 to the downside, and as we can see, the 554 area from support now in the past 2 trading days, resistance with 2 consecutive dojis, which means the market is on hold for the job reports, breaking below, continuation to the downside. 545 and 535 gaps will get filled, and we want these gaps to get filled. The sooner the better, because we know that more than 85% of all gaps will get filled throughout time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. The sooner the better, and once gaps are getting filled, 90% of the times, 95% of the times, we get a trend reversal. In this case, we will get a trend reversal to the upside. 531 needs to hold. RSP closed the day with the 0.61% to the downside. We are getting further and further from this uptrend line. Same as we did here. Are we on the route to the same price action we saw here? 170.55 is the support. Mixed signal from the FTI, which means no long and no short. Just wait. Sit on hands, and let's see how the market will react. QQQ, 2 consecutive dojis below the 50% retracement, below the 463 area. This gap must get filled. Until we will not close this gap, hold the 454, maybe the 442, and then we will look for a trend reversal. As long as we are above August close, we are still bullish on the longer term time frame, and the higher time frame. We are still bullish on the weekly, and yes, we are still also bullish on the monthly. And the daily, we are bearish. We can see clearly why. We are lower highs, and each and every day that goes by since the peak of August, we have lower highs and lower lows. Dow Jones ended up the day closing with 0.48% to the downside, broke a very important area of support, the 409 area, very important area of support. It was resistance, became support, now broke to the downside. We got ourselves the bearish signal on the daily. 404.50 needs to hold support. Below it, we are going to close the gap at the 400, and not surprising, the gap is sitting on the 50% Fibonacci retracement. IWM continues to slide to the downside. The same price action we saw over here, we are getting over here. The question is, are we going for the same dip, the same fallout we saw over here? For now, it's not the same fallout. It's not the same crash as we saw over here beginning of August. For now, it's going slowly towards this gap at the 209. We need IWM holding the 209 area as support, and then we will look for a trend reversal. If the market will continue to break to the downside, 204 and back below the 200. Overall, the IWM looks relative weakness, shows relative weakness to the SPY and to the QQQ. SOXX ended up with 0.54 to the downside, and as we can see, the lower board of the yellow zone, the 213 area, now becomes resistance, same as it was here. Now once again over here, downtrend continuation, 205 and 192 to the downside. Overall, the SOXX, as long as it's below this yellow trend line, the way is clearly down. Magnificent 7 ended up the day with 1.55% to the upside, but once again got rejected. The high of the day almost at this trend line, the yellow trend line that helps us identify the lower highs since the peak of July, and got rejected. Now the 42.86 area needs to hold the support. Below it 41.90, and then back to the 40 and retesting this trend line that holds the higher lows on a higher time frame. Bitcoin, for the time that I'm recording this video, and as we can see, we are inside the broadening formation, holding above the 55,200. This area needs to hold. It's a very, very important area of support. Breaking below, and the same price action we saw over here, this tail will get filled. Below the 55,300, we are heading south. 52,600 and 49 to the downside. Ethereum not looking better. Once again, broke below the yellow zone. The yellow zone was a very important area of support in the past 10 trading days or so. Broke below it. Now the 2300 is the support. Below it, we are heading south. 2100 is the next support. Overall, Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto land is looking very, very weak. Natural gas. We've been waiting for this double bottom scenario, and it's starting to curl up. It's starting to get validation. Broke above the yellow zone, broke the 212 area, now needs to hold support. Next resistance 219, 228, and if we will break the 228 to the upside, we are heading north. 254 and 271. XLRE, the real estate sector, 0.27% to the downside, but overall very bullish sentiment. We are inside an uptrend channel. Now the 43 area needs to hold the support. Below it 42. In my opinion, as long as the 42.60 for now, as long as the 42.60 is holding support, we are still on the way up. Apple ended up the day 0.7% to the upside. Tried to break above the 224 area. Look left, 224 area, very important area of support was until last Tuesday. Broke to the downside, bounced off the yellow zone, bounced off this lower border of the broadening formation, tried to break above the 224, but now the 224 is a tough resistance. 219 needs to hold support. Below it 214 and 210 to the downside. Microsoft continues to slide down slowly inside the broadening formation, inside this short-term downtrend channel. Trend lines are a part of channels. Channels are a part of broadening formation. You need to know your broadening formation if you want to overcome trading obstacles. Broadening formation, we need to master it. As professional traders, broadening formation is the only formation how price moves. Now, downtrend until proven otherwise, and as we can see, the lower border of the yellow zone, the 409 area from support, 2 trading days resistance. Next support, the 400. Nvidia ended up the day with almost 1% to the upside with an inside candle, trying to hold above the lower border of the yellow zone, the 106 area. Let's see, can we close the week above the 111 area? We need to wait. We need to see how the market will react to the job reports. Google ended up the day with 0.5% to the upside. Another day, another doji. Google needs to hold the 155 area. Breaking below the 155, we are heading south to the 148 and then close this gap at the 143. Don't be surprised if this gap will get filled, because we know price likes to go back to where it was before, in this case to the downside, and we know that more than 85% of all gaps will get filled. Amazon 2.6% to the upside. Once again, trying to break above and stay above this downtrend line, holding above the yellow zone, the 175 area, very important area of support. Look left, trade right. It was a very important area of support over here. Broke to the downside post earnings, now back above it. 175, 176 needs to hold. Next resistance, the 182, and then 190. Breaking below, once again, this yellow trend line. We are back to the 171 and 166, and then we are under a double top scenario. We need to prepare for both sides. Meta ended up the day with 0.8% to the upside, got rejected by the upper border of this downtrend channel, short-term downtrend, the 520 area from support, resistance, next support 505.40, and then 493 and 481. Until proven otherwise, Meta is in a downtrend. Tesla 4.9% to the upside. We're inside an uptrend channel, bullish on all time frames. Tesla got rejected by the upper border of this trend, upper border of this uptrend channel. We need to hold above the 228, otherwise back to the 219. Breaking above this channel, we're heading north to the 245 gap and then 255. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about Tesla? Is Tesla going to make Nvidia into the last quarter of 2024? Let me know in the comments below. AMD, another day, another doji, holding the lower border of this yellow zone, the 137.20 area, holding nice support. Two consecutive dojis, inside candle on this massive bearish candle, and as we can see, the 50% retracement, the 142 area is a very tough resistance. Price action, very tight price action, breaking below the 137. We are going south, 130. Netflix trying to get back into business, 0.58% to the upside. 683 is now the resistance. It was support, now becomes resistance. Very short term, we are inside the downtrend. Each and every candle that goes by, we have lower highs and lower lows. Bearish on the daily, bullish on the weekly. For now, no long and no short on Netflix. I want to see a break above this channel, and then we can start taking long position on Netflix, re-enter long position on Netflix towards this trend line with the future resistance that the FTI gives us. One click away and the FTI gives you everything that you need on your chart to make better decisions, smarter decisions, make money. It helps you make money through trading. Palantir, PLTR ended up the day 1.4% to the downside. Very tight price action, inside candle, continues to slide down on inside this short-term downtrend channel. Next support 2860. MicroStrategy continues to break to the downside, broke below a very important area of support, the 121.60 area. Look left, it was the pivot point over here. Over here it was also a very important area of support, now breaking below, and we are heading south to the 102.40. Let's see, can MicroStrategy get back above it and close the week above the 121? Very important area of support for MicroStrategy. SMCI back to the downside, 2.09% to the downside, continues to slide down. 395 now is the support, below it going to close this gap at the 334. In my opinion, this gap must get filled. Bulls of SMCI must let this gap filled, only then they will get their power back. Until then, stay away of SMCI. AVGO with very nice earning numbers after hours, 6% to the downside, went all the way. Let's see where AVGO ended up. 142.52. Over here, post earnings, below the yellow zone. Next support 138 and 128.50. This is why I always say, never, never, never go inside earnings with an open position, because we don't know how the market will react. Very nice numbers, but still, market took AVGO Broadcom to the downside. Going inside earnings with an open position is purely gambling. NEO, 14.4% to the upside. What a break above and out of this downtrend line. This downtrend line since December. More than 9 months of a downtrend line got broken. NEO ended up the day with on the high of the day. Now, let's see, can we get continuation of this massive breakout? Next resistance, we are going to close the gap at the 511 area, and as you can see, the FTI also helps us to identify gaps, 518 and then 560 to the upside. Continue watch on NEO. It's going to be a wild ride. Thank you very much for watching this video. I do hope you find it helpful, educational. If so, like, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. More videos coming up. Until the next video, stay safe.